All right, so we are here, as you know, to enjoy our winter band concert. Our friends here have worked really hard. I am going to give the microphone to Mrs. Harney, and she will introduce the concert.
All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Miss Harney, and I am the 5th grade band director here at Mill Pond. These students, all these lovely faces here, these students have been practicing their instruments since about like the middle of September. So we've been, it's about like 2 or 3 months, maybe like 2.5 months, of playing their instrument. Now, at that time, we have learned a bunch of different skills. And our goal for our concert today is to share those skills with all of you and show you what we've learned. Before we get started, I know I'm the only one up here with a microphone, but this is certainly not a one-person feat here. So I would like to say a bunch of thank yous. First, I would like to say thank you to our administration here at Mill Pond, Mr. G, Mrs. Robertson, and Mr. Slomsky, who are all very big supporters of our band program, and I really appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, go ahead, you can clap, go for it. Thank you. I would also like to thank our fine arts director, Mr. Martin, who's a huge huge advocate of our band program as well. Mr. Martin, thank you. I would also like to thank the superintendent, Ms. Allison Borchers, as well as our assistant superintendent, Dr. Daniel Mayer. Thank you both so much. I also want to give a big thank you to all of your 5th grade teachers who are also huge supporters of our band program, and I could not do this without your support as well, so thank you all, the 5th grade staff. Thank you. And then, in addition to me working with the 5th grade band, I have my colleague, again, who I could not do this without, and a huge thank you to Mrs. Forrest over here. Thank you. Okay, without further ado, we're going to begin our winter concert for you. The very first skill that we are going to demonstrate for you is actually one of the very first things that the students learned to do as a full band. And that it kind of represents our first 3 notes. So the first thing we're going to do is play for you page 6, exercises numbers 1, 2, and 4, all combined together to show you the first 3 notes and kind of the very first thing we learned to do together. Right? Learned how to do this year. The next exercise that we're going to play for you, we are going to feature 3 different sections of our band to kind of show you the different instruments that the students can learn. The first group that is going to play this next exercise for us, which is on page 6 and it's number 5, is going to be the woodwinds. Now, woodwind instruments are flutes, oboes, clarinets, and saxophones. So let's hear from those people. Thank you. The next group that you're going to hear from are the brass. Brass instruments we have are trumpets, French horns, trombones, and euphoniums. Of our band is the percussion section, which are my friends in the back. My percussion section will be playing snare drum and the glockenspiel, which is like a small xylophone-looking instrument. Okay, percussion. I will take those three sections of the band, the woodwinds, the brass, and the percussion. We're going to put everyone back together, and then we'll play that same exercise so you can hear what it sounds like when everyone plays. Together, we started learning about some other skills. Now, for my woodwinds and brass players, they are using their mouth to play these instruments, which means that we have to talk about breathing. The next exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is when we started talking about those skills, which is called deep breaths, and it's on page 7, and it's number 7. So now we should be on page 7. Cool. Okay, deep breaths. Talking about a skill called articulation, which many of our students do in a variety of different ways. The next exercise we're going to play for you is called half note rock, and that kind of demonstrates us playing half notes as well as our articulation. Exercise we're going to play for you is actually a duet. So for this exercise, half of the band is going to be playing one part, the other half of the band is going to be playing another part. When you put those two parts together, you will hear harmonies, which is when you take two notes and play them together at the same time, and it sounds quite nice. So the next exercise we're going to play for you is a duet called El Camino Mariachi. Thank you. So after we learned about half notes in our articulation, I can already hear many people turning to page 8, which I love. Thank you. The next skills that we learned about quarter notes, which are now just a little bit shorter than the notes we've been playing previously. So the next skill that we're going to demonstrate for you is an exercise in our book called Rising Rhythms, which allows them to demonstrate quarter notes and again that articulation skill that we've been working on. We have 2 more exercises left for you. Our next one is a classic. Raise your hand, my audience friends, if you know hot cross buns. Ah, yes. It's a classic. Very nice. So the next exercise we're going to play for you is on page 8, and it's number 19, and it is hot cross buns. We have one exercise left. One more? Yeah, one more. Okay. One more exercise left. This is on the top of page 9. This is another folk song similar to Hot Cross Buns. This folk song is called Little Robin Redbreast. Thank you all for being such a wonderful, supportive audience. I will ask this one last thing of you. If you have a band friend who is on stage here performing for you, when they get back to their class, can you give them a high five and just let them know how awesome they are? Because my 5th grade band friends, everybody look at me. I am so proud of you. Oh my goodness, you've been playing your instrument for like 2 months. You've already done 2 concerts. Look at you go. Can we get another round of applause for the 5th grade band? They have done such an excellent job, and you have been such an excellent audience, so thank you. Give yourselves a round of applause. Everybody clap one more. Very nice. Thank you.
All right, guys. You guys were an amazing audience. I think one person who deserves a thanks that we didn't get to is Miss Harney. Again, these students, most of them have never played these instruments just a few months ago. So this is the first time, and to hear them all play together and to play together as a group so well is really impressive. So let's give Miss Harney a round of applause. Nicely done. You guys demonstrated amazing ability to work together, and really well done. And it shows that you've been practicing, so continue to practice, because I look forward to hearing you again soon. All right. Audience, thank you guys for being such a nice audience and considerate. Teachers, we'll start dismissing from the bottom and sending you back to activity period. All right. Thank you, guys.
Hey band, we're going to go one row at a time. Make sure you have your folder and your instrument. Flutes and oboes, you guys go first.